Let's try this again, but with less interruptions, shall we? Alright, as always, I'm going to be using my phone to check chat, so I will do my best to look at it every so often. Or maybe more than that. Okay, let's start up this game, shall we? Load game. Yeah, we are at the last save point, so if you watch this a bit earlier, it's going to be the same content at the beginning. But I will read it just the same. Oh. Oh. Music's kind of creepy. Damn, son. Oh. It's gone. She really is gone. It's almost like there was never anything there to begin with. Every last sign of Psyche has existed has disappeared without a trace. It's just like he said. After the class trial, before we took the elevator back up, Monokuma told us. Oh, I almost forgot. Since the class trial is over, I'll go ahead and dispose of all the corpses.
What are you gonna do?
It's okay, no need to thank me. Just seeing your delighted, smiling faces is thanks enough for me. After all, nobody wants to look at a rotting corpse every day. That can't be good for your health. Oh, you said it for me. I didn't even have time to mourn Sayaka and Junko's deaths. I'm sure that's exactly why he did it. It's a bad joke, a sickening dream, but I have to accept the reality of it all. I headed back to the dining hall to meet up with the others. Sorry I'm late. Hey, are you okay, Makoto?
Listen to me.
You took your sweet time. I was just about to go get you and drag you back here. Sorry. So, what happened? Was your room fixed up like he said? I imagine it would be pretty hard to sleep with a rotting corpse in your bathroom.
Hey, come on.
Jesus, that's fucked up, man. Why would you say something like that? My room was spotless. There wasn't anything left. Like the whole thing never happened.
I see.
It must be tough staying there, knowing what happened. Why don't you just stay in Sayaka's room? Well, stay in there with her scent still hanging in the air. That would hurt just as much. Plus, I've decided I can't turn away from her death. Makoto. Hey, cheer up. Getting depressed isn't going to help anything, right? If we all work together, I'm sure we'll find a way out of here.
You got it.
So everyone just try and cheer up and get back on track. Is that honestly supposed to make us feel better? Huh? You're already working together, and yet someone was still murdered. How could anyone betray us at this point? Not that it happened once. It's a question of when, not if, the next one takes place. Yeah, because Sayaka made the first move. But if we work together against the mastermind, nobody will have any reason to do something like that.
Stop talking.
Keep telling yourself that. I'll be over here in the real world. Working together, fighting a common enemy. Like it or not, it's not that simple. What do you mean?
Are you okay with this?
The mastermind seems to be more powerful than we ever suspected. They took over Hope's Peak, which was supposed to be well defended, then modified it to fit their desire. They created Monokuma, which seems to be incredibly advanced, and they're providing for our every need. The cherry on top is the execution we witnessed.
Honestly.
Everything has been planned down to the last excruciating detail. This is not the work of your everyday psychopath. Defying them may be too great of a risk.
So
Then, what are we supposed to do? Anyone who truly does want to escape will just have to follow the rules. In which case, the only option is to deceive those around you and win the game.
No.
No.
what?
No what?
I can't take it.
I don't want to live if it means killing someone else to do it. I don't want to kill anyone else.
Huh?
Anyone else? What do you mean?
It's because
Leon died because we all voted for him, right? It's no different from us killing him ourselves. But
so
if we hadn't voted for him, then we all would have died instead, right? That isn't what you wanted, is it? Oh,
so it would seem.
she's right. If you heap that kind of blame on yourself, you'll turn into a full-fledged masochist. Chihiro, listen. You're not to blame. Not you, not Leon, and not Sayaka. The mastermind is responsible for everything that's happened. We had no choice but to vote. I can't even imagine what would have happened to us if we'd refused. And in the end, it was Monokuma who ultimately killed Leon. So don't waste your anger on yourself. Instead, direct it at the mastermind. Ding dong, bing bong.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m.
Oh,
As such, it is officially nighttime.
hmm,
Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited.
hmm.
Oh, and one other
One
thing.
more thing.
It was totally obvious before that you were trying to make yourselves feel better and justify what you did. See you, don't see you. That's about how much I can see you, even when you try to hide.
Oof.
Now pay attention and remember this well.
Alright.
The burden of judging others is a heavy one to bear.
Hmm.
So be well aware of your actions.
Mm-hmm.
Order and stability rely on the sacrifice and responsibility of everyone.
Yep.
Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Hmm. What was that about just now? Was he saying it's our fault what happened? That's pretty cruel, man.
Don't fuck with me.
That piece of shit. Who does he think he is? Bedtime. And so the day drew to a close. A tense, maddening day saw the deaths of 3 classmates, Sayaka, Junko, and Leon. But this is just the beginning. Our despair has only just begun. Boy's life of despair. I woke up the next day to Monokuma's normal morning announcement. He then called us all to the gym. What's he gonna do this time? We were practically frozen with fear, but Monokuma was determined to get us involved with his little game. With that goal in mind, he began it.
Okay, lift your arms up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now reach way up and bend way down. Tighten those muscles. Let's add a little strength, a little speed to those young bodies of yours.
Most people are just like not doing it at all. But then there's Taka. Doesn't this feel just great? Being stuck inside like this, you gotta make sure to stay healthy. You're the one keeping us stuck inside. Don't sweat the small stuff, that's my motto. Whoa, I sounded pretty cool just now, don't you think? Did you fall in love with me? Am I just to die for? Am I just to die in writhing agony for? So, why did you call us here? Certainly it wasn't just to make us exercise. Just to make you exercise? Just to make you exercise? If exercise makes you laugh, exercise will make you cry. Now, if you keep doing these exercises, you will uncover the secret of the assassin's fist. Passed down from generation to generation in the Empire of Darkness, the power can be yours. That sounds like the kind of junk a middle schooler would come up with. It doesn't matter, just get to the point. Did you really call us down here just to exercise?
Hey,
Of course not. Do you think I have that kind of free time on my hands? Okay, so then... I'd like to make an announcement. Every time you overcome a class trial here at Hope's Peak, a whole new world would open up to you.
What the heck?
A whole new world?
you guys?
A dazzling place I never knew. It'd really suck if you had to live here forever with nothing new to stimulate you. Besides, I know how you kids get these days with your ADD and ADHD. I gotta keep you motivated.
Very nice.
So go ahead, look around all you want. Enjoy the brave new post-trial world till you explode. With that, Monokuma disappeared, leaving us even more confused than when he'd shown up. But a new world?
Could it be?
Is he talking about a way to get outside?
I wonder about
That seems unlikely.
Piece of shit!
Well, we don't know until we look.
Hey,
Whatever he meant, it seems we'll have to search the school one more time.
you hear me?
Okay, then let's split up and start investigating. When you're done, everyone meet back up at the dining hall and we'll share what we found. You're basically a one-trick pony, you know that? More like a staple food source. Now let's get moving. Seeing his words as their signal, everyone scattered and left the gym. Okay. Yes. What do you have to say?
What the heck?
Hey Makoto, did you see what's inside the display case? Bad. This is super bad, man. What are you talking about? I didn't notice anything all that weird in there. Sure, to the untrained eye, it's nothing. But this is awful. A bad, awful, terrible trap.
You're serious.
By that stuff you see lined up there, any god could come by and use it to send a message. Huh? Ah, I've been struck with knowledge. It's an ill omen of total devastation and ruin. Let me out of here. Let me out. I have no idea what he's talking about, so maybe I'll just leave him alone. Poor guy. Yeah, there doesn't look anything weird there. Yes. Let's check out Taka. Makoto, look! The gate blocking the stairs is gone. It would seem a path to the second floor has opened up.
You hear me?
But it's also of utmost importance to double check the areas we already know about, just in case.
Without a doubt.
Aren't I so clever to think of that? I really impress myself sometimes.
You understand?
Well, I'll leave the school to you. Let's check out the first floor again. Yep.
Yo.
I went and checked the metal hatch in the main hall to be sure, but just like I figured, it hasn't moved an inch. Shit. Yeah, I'd be surprised if he made things that easy for us.
Hey, damn it.
Hey!
What?
Don't make that face. You look like a pussy. You want me to put some fighting spirit in ya? Well, do ya? No thanks. I think I've got enough for now.
Yo.
Well, okay. I'm gonna go look for another way out then. Mondo is pretty cool, not gonna lie. He's kind of a doofus, but in a good way. Okay. Won't let me go that way. Well, let's go up the stairs. Oh. You apparently can't walk up them. You have to click on them. The gate that was blocking the stairs has been opened. Is this what Monokuma meant by a new world? If so, what's up there? Time to find out. Second floor of the school. Maybe there's some kind of clues here. Yeah, I'm sure of it. There's got to be something here. Let's check in here. Oh, okay. This is where the bathroom cleaning supplies are stored. I don't see anything useful in here. Okay, I guess there is nothing useful in here. Area, yes. Oh, at the dead end. That way. Oh, the third floor. Not open yet. Oh, maybe, okay. Okay, this is creepy as hell. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but on the second floor too. The windows here have those same metal plates covering them. Yeah, let's get out of here. The area, yes. I must have passed something important. Aha. Check out the library. Oh, Yoko. It's remarkably dusty in here, and the lighting is less than ideal. For a library, it is not the kind of place I'd want to do much reading in. Oh. It looks like a laptop. The laptop looks pretty old, and it's all covered in dust.
So...
It's broken. I tried pressing the power button earlier, but nothing happened. It's broken, huh? Too bad. Might just need a battery. Well, and there's no Wi-Fi here, so... I was hoping I could use it to go online and see what's going on in the outside world. If it's broken, there's nothing I can really do about it. How long am I going to be stuck here, being watched by all these cameras? Okay. I'm absolutely shocked. How come? I have all these books here, not one copy of any of my works. Well, yeah. Why would they have comics in a library? You know what? There's plenty of comics when you go to the library, trust me. Plus, most fanfic is just porn drawn by a bunch of amateurs. You just don't get it. Not at all. I do too get it. And with a face like yours, anyone can tell nothing you do is worthwhile. Oh, she's so mean. Say whatever you want about me, but never judge a book by its author. Now hear this. Appearances mean nothing at all. What you see before you is nothing more than the rind that contains the meaty pulp of my... Ugh. Genius. Gross. My creations are what determine my meaning and value. You're so full of it. I'm used to being misunderstood. You think weak attacks like yours will drop my HP? Those two really worry me. But still, this library is most interesting. Huh? What's interesting about it?
Stop talking.
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking out loud. You know what, you bitch? Shut the fuck up. You must be pretty happy to have all these books around, huh, Toko? And not particularly. Nothing's really caught my attention so far. Indeed, there's a plethora of books, it's true, but the content seems lacking. Where's the comic books? Where's the young adult section? The comic books? Young adults? That stuff's a waste of time, you know? I love young adult books. I will read them all day, every day. That's usually what I end up reading. I've seen what you write, Miss Fukawa. Talented as you are, your stuff isn't any more worthwhile. My stories are filled with true love and pure feelings. Don't compare them to that garbage of yours. Your writing doesn't even mean anything. It's just a bunch of jumbled up letters. So someone should just burn it all. Ooh, the lady doth protest too much, methinks. I bet you're secretly into boy-on-boy action. Boy-on-boy? I don't care if it's anime or comics or fanfic or whatever. It's all filth. Throwaway culture that'll be trashed and forgotten in half a decade. Ugh. Just talking about it makes me sick to my stomach. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Grr, you've insulted me, and you've insulted my honor. These two are really starting to freak me out. I've never seen anything like it. Jeez. The shelf is packed tight with books, but looking at it, the whole thing is incredibly dusty. Looks like this library's been neglected for a pretty long time. Even though it's a prestigious high school, they've been pretty careless about keeping it nice. Nice. But looking at it, the whole thing is kind of dusty. Shelf is packed tight. Kind of be dusty, neglected for a pretty long time. Nice. And let's click on this letter. The shelf is covered in dust, but on the shelf is a letter. What's this? Hope's Peak Academy?
Indeed.
It was buried under a thick layer of dust. It must have been sitting there for quite a while. Well, shall we see what's inside? But we shouldn't read other people's mail without their permission.
Is that right?
What we shouldn't do is leave this here without finding out what's inside. Okay. I broke the seal on the dusty envelope and pulled out the single sheet of paper I found inside. I unfolded the paper and read what was written there. From Hope's Peak Academy Executive Office. Throughout the years, we have been committed to shaping the youth who will one day shape the world. We have a long, proud history as an institution of higher learning with full governmental support. Our graduates enter society ready to take on active leadership roles in every major job field. However, Hope's Peak Academy must now lower the curtain on its glorious history for the time being. This decision was not an easy one to make, but serious issues beyond our control have made it necessary. But make no mistake, this is not the end for Hope's Peak Academy. We intend to reopen our doors as soon as the issues forcing our closure have been resolved. That being said, this is the end for now. And I would like to personally and sincerely thank everyone for your help and support over the years. For now, we are awaiting official governmental authorization to formally cease operations. What does this mean? The contents of this letter are quite interesting indeed. It would seem Hope's Peak had stopped functioning as a school. And judging by the amount of dust the letter had collected, it doesn't seem to have happened recently. If I had to guess, I'd say this letter could be at least a year old. So you're saying Hope's Peak closed down for at least a year ago? Most likely, the mastermind took over the abandoned school in order to put on this little performance. But that would mean it was closed when I got here just a few days ago. But I didn't get that sense at all. Plus, if the school had shut down, don't you think it would have been in all the newspapers and stuff? I mean, you're saying it could have happened over a year ago, right? But before I got here, I looked up stuff online about the school and never saw anything about this.
So, in other words,
That must have all been part of the mastermind's plan. They lured us all in here. Someone who could create a place to judge and execute people could potentially be capable of anything. Of course, that's all assuming that this letter is real.
However,
If it is real, though, that does solve one mystery surrounding the school. The reason there are no other students here could be because the school had already closed down. That would be a nice, simple solution, it's true. But then, what about this other part? The decision was not an easy one to make, but serious issues beyond our control have made it necessary. But make no mistake, this is not the end for Hope's Peak Academy. We intend to reopen our doors as soon as the issues foreseeing our closure have been resolved. What did they mean by serious issues? That's apparently why the school had to close. Is there any connection between that and what's happening to us now?
No.
If the two events are, in fact, connected, uncovering that connection would be a useful clue on top of figuring out the mastermind's motive. Although I can't really say any more until we find more details. So in other words, only the mastermind knows the truth right now. The mastermind's motive. If we can figure out why they would want to imprison us all here, will that be enough to get us out of here? Or... well, we'll see. Okay, what else is up here? Oh, excuse me. I've been burping. Okay. What's around the corner? Oh. Oh, that's already there. I already know that's there. Okay. And keep going this way. Cool. There we go. Cool. Wow.
Just a second.
Oh, I need some water. Oh, Makoto. Hey, guess what? Guess what I found? A pool. There's a pool here. A pool. Pool. You don't have to keep repeating it. I got it.
Okay.
And there's a ton of exercise equipment in the locker room. Sakura's gonna go nuts when she finds out. Yeah, you're right about that. Hina seems way more excited than usual. Oh. I like Celeste. Celeste is really cute. The second floor has opened up. The living area has grown, and a number of facilities are now available. Whatever else is going on, I must admit things have been made much more comfortable for us.
Do you understand?
If things continue like this, the occasional class trial may not be so bad. Hey Chihiro, have you checked out the pool yet? No. I don't like wearing swimsuits. Yeah, you do seem like the type who might not be into that kind of thing. But still, it sounds like the locker rooms here have all the exercise equipment you could ask for. Maybe I'll give it a try. I'd kind of like to get a little stronger. You want to get stronger? I'd have to say that's kind of unexpected.
Yeah.
But I'm not even brave enough to step foot into the locker room. Huh? You don't even want to go in the locker room? It's not that I don't want to, it's just... I don't get it. Is she afraid of locker rooms or something? That's a pretty weird phobia, though.
Okay.
The locker rooms connect to a pool. It looks super nice and big and fantastic to swim in. Ah, I'm beyond excited right now. I can't wait to dive in. In fact, I'm getting kind of mad thinking about it. Why are you getting mad? Is this some kind of card reader? I wonder what it's for. Let's go in the locker room. Behind this door is the locker room?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you need your handbook to get into the locker rooms. Really?
Of course.
Really, really? What? If you want to unlock the locker room, you'll have to swipe your personal e-handbook across the card reader next to the door. However, to ensure maximum security within each locker room, only a boy's handbook can open the boys' locker room. The same goes for the girls. And that's the bottom line.
But
What if someone opens the door and then someone else sneaks in? Anyone who commits such indecency will be punished without mercy for their scandalous sexual depravity. See, there's a Gatling gun mounted on the ceiling, right? And it'll be all ducka 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 ducka.
just a second.
I bet it'd really hurt to get shot by that thing. No. I think it'd be a little worse than that. But what happens if someone loans their handbook to someone else? A boy could borrow a girl's handbook, and that would get them into the girls' locker room, would it not? What? That never even occurred to me. To think someone could be so low, so cowardly, so devilish. Okay, then how's this sound? Time for a new rule. As of this moment, loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. There. So nobody can give their handbook to anyone else, right? You like that? I'm kind of a genius, right? It's because my brain is 100% cotton. Oh, shit. My phone fell over. I do not imagine anyone would have lent their handbook out in the first place. After all, they would likely be held responsible for anything that person might do using the handbook.
So,
But you seem awfully concerned with all this locker room security stuff.
Of course.
It's because all you teenagers are sixth-grade maniacs. You're at that age you'd try humping a plastic bottle. Ugh. So to keep anything unseemly from happening, I have to maintain a rigorous watch. Then in that case, I would ask that you keep the same close eye on our dorms. If some man and some woman decided to share a room, there would be nothing to stop them. All I care about is protecting the holy image of the school itself.
Yes.
I don't care what happens in your private dorms. By force or by cunning, do whatever you want.
just the worst.
I hate you so much.
See ya later.
Okay, so the new regulation is now in place. See ya! Man, that stupid bear totally ruined my mood. Maybe I'll go take a dip to cheer myself up.
You got it.
Celeste, Chihiro, you want to come with me?
As for me,
There's nothing I hate more than getting water on my face.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'll pass this time. I'll come. When you're in a funk, there's nothing better than a good swim to pull you out of it. I'm pretty sure that only applies to you. Anyway, now I have a pretty good idea of what's on the second floor. But I didn't see anything that might lead to any kind of exit or anything. All I can do now is hope someone else found something worthwhile. Okay, I'd better head back to the dining hall as soon as possible. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how'd it go? Did anyone discover any interesting new anything?
Yes, indeed.
There's a library.
Okay.
And a pool. A freaking pool. And locker rooms filled with exercise equipment. There is not, however, anything resembling an escape route. Yeah, he's right. Well, hey, there's no reason to get all sulky. Wait till you hear about my amazing discovery.
Quiet down and listen.
The warehouse and the bathhouse on the first floor of the dorms are now open.
You hear me?
And the warehouse is chock full of food, clothes, whatever you want. There's so much, it's insane. So go ahead and stuff yourself to the gills whenever you feel like. Ha ha ha.
Are you okay with this?
Keep in mind, of course, that going out at nighttime is still prohibited. Please do not forget.
Yo.
Okay, and what about a fucking way out of here? You find anything like that? Oh, well,
What?
there wasn't anything in the warehouse we could do to get our asses out of here? Nothing? Unfortunately, no. Not that I saw.
Hey, come on.
You fucking people.
What?
Who gives a shit we have a goddamn pool now? Or a warehouse? Or whatever the fuck.
Stop fucking
We're still trapped in this piece of shit school. We need to find a goddamn way out. Now. There's no point in taking your anger out on us. Adaptation is key, yes? For now, we must each find a way to enjoy our current situation.
You piece of...
Whatever you say, you fucking loon. For now, let's continue our investigation and let everyone know if you should discover something.
So then,
So, are we done for today? Well, yeah, I guess so. The air seemed to suddenly grow heavy again. It looks like Hifumi has the crazy hair now. Was this the mastermind's plan? To give us hope, just to turn around and betray that hope? Bing dong, bing bong. Nighttime.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime.
Nighttime.
Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
We all promised not to leave our rooms during nighttime. There's not much else to do. I guess I'll just go to bed. Oh. Mr. Monokuma! Mr. Monokuma, do you have a second? I don't really like myself. I don't have any kind of skill or hobby that I can say I'm super good at. And my grades are totally average, too. My reflexes are okay. Not great, not awful. I could get into a decent college where I'd make a few friends, maybe even find a normal girlfriend. Which is exactly why I don't like who I am. I understand that now. My life is just one giant copy-paste. I don't have any imagination. I'm a perfectly average cardboard cutout.
You see what I mean, right, Mr. Monokuma?
Interesting. Dread the average, I guess.
Good morning, everyone. It is now 7 a.m.
Did anyone die during the night?
Officially over. Time to rise and shine. Get ready to greet another beautiful day. Oh, that's right. I wanted to let you know that your e-handbooks have been updated.
Updated?
New regulations have been added, so please take a look and enjoy your school life more than ever before.
Yep. The new rule has been added to the regulations menu. You must be referring to yesterday's loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. But right now I need to hurry up and head to breakfast. Wait, let's see. Anywhere? Yep. Additional regulations may be added as necessary. Okay. Let's take a shit. Can't let myself turn away from Sayaka's death. For Sayaka and for myself. Come on, you gotta take your morning shit. You can't just jump into action. Who could do that? Okay, dining hall. Who died today?
Hey, Makoto.
Morning, Makoto. Good morning. Is everyone here already? Nope. Still waiting on Byakuya and Taka. Byakuya is no surprise, but it's strange Taka's not here yet. Knowing Taka, I imagine he's trying to get the king of tardiness up and out of bed. I'm sure they'll be here soon enough. Just be patient.
Let's see.
I don't mind waiting for them, but there is one problem. Which is? I am thirsty.
Hey, come on.
How the hell is that a problem? Ifumi, would you make me some tea? Huh? Milk tea, if you please.
Well,
Why me?
let's see.
Your roundish figure reminds me of the owner of the coffee shop I used to frequent. That's your reason?
This is fine.
I can feel my throat drying out. Quickly, please. Okay. Apparently unable to refuse Celeste's order, Ifumi sulked his way into the kitchen. And a few minutes later... Thank you for waiting. Ifumi reappeared with a tray in hand, the gentle aroma growing stronger as he approached. Finally. You could have made some for the rest of us, you know. I emphatically decline. You're not my type at all. It's all about the law of causality. Basic instinct, act and react. Grr. Well then, if you don't mind. A small smile played across her lips as she held the teacup delicately in her hand.
Oh,
Wait. She cocked her head to the side and threw the cup, as hard as she could at the wall. Okay. What the? Hey, what are you doing, my little white rabbit? I hate this kind of tea. I don't understand.
yes, indeed.
Imagine we are at a coffee shop, just any normal everyday cafe. I sit down and I order some tea. Then they ask me, would you like lemon or milk? Now further imagine that I replied, yes, I would like milk tea, please. In this case, along with my tea, they may bring me a small container of milk, yes? But this is not for me. I am among those who prefer the milk to be part of the process from the outset. The fragrance is just so overwhelmingly sweet that way. Adding milk or lemon right before you drink is like dousing your fries in ketchup. Mere condiments. Whenever looking for a cafe, I first review their menu to see if it offers the proper style of milk tea. And I could not acknowledge any milk tea that does not add the milk during the brewing process. Oh. If I had to describe our shared reaction to what we just heard, I'd have to go with wide-eyed bewilderment. I went to all that trouble to make you that tea, and you wanted me to go even farther? Yes, I realize it can be a bit of a hassle. Even in cafes that offer proper milk tea, it is always more expensive than simple tea with milk. It takes more time to prepare, surely, but why even bother creating a menu if you are not going to offer the highest level of quality? Well, we don't actually have a menu.
You little bitch.
Oh. She has one of those, like, cool finger ring things. That does not matter. Hurry up and bring me what I asked for, swine. Oh. What? Okay, your little piggy will bring it right out. I do so love coercion. You were like a totally different person just now. Yeah, shit, you really went psycho there. I knew there was more to her when I first met her. I'd hate to have her as an enemy. Seriously, man, she's one scary chick. We are becoming friends with Celeste. The dining hall doors flew open, and one of the late arrivals came storming in. But bad news, everyone. There is a mystery afoot. Huh? What happened? It seemed Byakuya refuses to leave his room. I stood there pressing his doorbell over and over, but he never showed himself. Maybe he just wasn't there.
I think maybe.
I'd like to think so, but I'm worried something might have happened to him. What he meant by that. He didn't have to say anything else. Everyone understood exactly what that might mean. It might be a good idea if we split up and go look for him.
Listen to me.
I was just about to suggest the same thing.
What's your problem?
Stop trying to one-up everyone. Okay, then I'll go check his room one more time. I'm just gonna keep hammering that button until I get a response.
Well then.
Very well, then the rest of us can go check the rest of the building. Yeah, before it's, too late. Anyway, we have to just do our best to find Byakuya. So where might Byakuya have gone? Maybe went to check out the second floor of the school again? I want to talk to you. Celeste, aren't you going to help look for Byakuya? I have not had my tea yet. Huh?
As for me,
Until my thirst is satisfied, I had no urge to do anything. If you're in a hurry, feel free to motivate Hifumi to move faster. Okay. But aren't you being kind of selfish? Let's check on Hifumi. Ah, Mr. Naegi, what's going on? Well, nobody's seen Byakuya this morning, so we've all decided to go look for him.
what?
Well, what? That's not good at all. However, this little piggy needs to. I have an holy edict to deliver a proper milk tea to my master. To bless this undeserving swine with such an honor, I will serve you with all my heart and soul. Okay. Good luck with that. Hifumi's created some creepy alternate reality for himself. Okay. It didn't replace the knife. That one specific knife is still missing. Sayaka took one of the knives that was there, and then she... Yep. Yeah, let's get out of here. Okay, let's exit. Oh, there's the bath. I haven't been in here yet. Oh.
Yo.
How's it going? You find him? No.
Hey, come on.
Shit, man. Where the hell did he go? He's got his head stuck so far up his ass. Who knows what's going on with him? I figured maybe he was taking a bath or something.
By the way.
What about you? You had a morning bath? Are you a morning bath kind of guy?
Hell yeah.
After spending all night riding your hog, wind in your face, there's nothing better than a morning dip. The hot water loosens you up, and the heat of your soul gets your heart and body pumping. Just sure thing, I'll have to take your word for all that. What, you don't know what I'm talking about? Fucking nerd.
Hell yeah.
Guys gotta expose themselves to each other, you know? Come with me next time, you'll see. I'll think about it. But I mean, it's not like you've been riding your hog here in the school, right? Using this massage chair would make me feel kind of old. Oh! What's there? Oh, here's the actual baths. Guess nobody's in here. The water. This bathtub is huge. Okay. Oh, and here's the sauna room. What's this? Is it the heat source for the sauna? Yeah, let's get out of here. Yes. Let's get out of here. Leave the area, yes. Okay, so it definitely was not there. Okay, so I don't think he's down here. I've been sitting down for a while. Okay, okay. Now let's go upstairs. Oop. I'm actually gonna run to the restroom real quick, if y'all don't mind. I'll be right back. Let's see, I also got myself a snack. Some cold cuts and some cheese sticks. Low carb. Let's just have it. Piece of turkey, shall we? Oh, beautiful.
Hey,
So you thought to come here too? Huh?
so
If you think about what Byakuya was so interested in yesterday, you can probably guess where he is right now, right? Huh? What was it that Byakuya was interested in again? The library. And was like freaking the fuck out about the library. When I opened the door to the library and looked inside, I cried out in sudden surprise. Byakuya? Of all the things I'd imagine, this most definitely wasn't one of them.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm fishing. What does it look like I'm doing?
Huh.
I'm trying to read, so if you could be quiet.
Oh, sorry. Wait, no! What are you doing here? Everyone's super worried. We've all been looking for you.
Who asked you to do that?
Because we're all supposed to meet up in the morning and eat together. We made a promise.
A promise? Can't I get a second's peace and quiet around here?
Byakuya snapped his book shut and slowly stood up, smooth and silent as a shadow. Meanwhile, the others must have heard me yell and started showing up one after another. Byakuya, so this is where you've been hiding. The heck are you doing here, man? We were very concerned. Well, you had no reason to be. I was just reading. I've never read such a coarse novel before, but it might just prove useful at some point.
well,
What were you reading? A mystery novel.
well,
Wait, are you gonna use what you're learning in there to betray us? Don't be stupid. Yeah. It's just something to keep in mind. Yeah, what?
Naturally.
If I decide to fight, of course, I'll come up with something original. Otherwise, this game of ours will be totally boring, right? Oh, excuse me. It's not often you get to take part in such a high-stakes, high-tension activity. So if you're going to do it, you have to make sure it's entertaining. His words sent a chill down my spine. There was an undeniable smile on his face as he spoke. He looked like he was actually enjoying himself. Enjoying this deranged killing game.
Damn you!
What the fuck do you mean, game? That's fucked up. But it is a game. It is a game of life or death, which can only have only one winner. That's all there is to it. He is right. It is a zero-sum game. Huh?
are you okay with this?
It is a part of a game. It is a part of game theory, a mathematical model. In game theory, what we are going through now is called a zero-sum game. In this type of game, in order for one person to gain something, another must necessarily lose something. In other words, It is a situation in which participants must compete for position or resources.
I see.
You mean like a kind of elimination match?
Actually,
Entrance exams, sports tournaments, job openings. Most social interactions fall into this category. Everyone must scramble to attain something which is limited. For you to succeed, someone else must fail. This also applies to the school life we have been subjected to here. In this case,
is that okay?
our limited resource is that only one of us can successfully become the Blackened.
So, in other words,
So this game was designed from the beginning to force one of us to try and defeat all the others. So that can't be what they had in mind. This is why adaptation is so crucial. If those who want to escape were to disappear, there would be no reason to continue playing the game.
what?
But why would I want to stop playing? It's so much fun. He smiled again as he spoke. The smile was filled with evil intent. It twisted his face into something not human. It sounds as if you do not acknowledge even the possibility that you may lose, am I right?
Naturally.
Of course. You do not speak like the others. Exactly what I would expect from the Togami heir apparent. It's just normal arrogance, isn't it?
Just a second.
You talk like that, but what if you end up dead?
Not possible.
I won't. It simply isn't possible.
You son of a bitch!
Who the fuck do you think you are? You know, I still can't believe it.
What?
Believe what? That an uneducated, brain-dead, useless piece of garbage like you has survived this long.
Piece of shit!
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Don't make me repeat.
Like I said, I won't die. You keep saying that, but... Do not bother arguing with him. For him, the concept of losing simply does not exist. He is the ultimate affluent progeny, after all. A boy raised to succeed from the day he was born. He considers victory his destiny, and has lived his life accordingly. Tests and challenges are merely ways for him to stand victorious, even if it is a life and death situation. Is that not so, Byakuya? At least one of you seems to understand.
Isn't it wonderful?
Is it because I am the same as you? Games are meant to be won.
That's enough.
Are you trying to suggest we're on the same level? Close that vulgar mouth of yours. Fuck you, man. Well, I do apologize. Anyway, let me just say this to all of you. You all need to try harder. If an opponent isn't going to give you their best, where's the fun for me?
No.
That's a terrible way to look at it.
What?
It's because...
This isn't a game. Our lives are on the line, you know. To kill your own friends is...
That's horrific.
It's horrific. Friends? Who decided that? Huh? We're not friends. No, quite the opposite. We're in competition. We're enemies. But you know.
What?
But what? Stop trying to force your contradictions on me and just accept what I'm telling you.
Come on.
Yes? If you have something to say, say it. Otherwise, keep your mouth closed. Fuck you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Stop fucking around.
Hey, shithead. You get off bullying people that can't fight back? You gonna try that on me? So, you're back pretending to be friends, huh? And how long do you think that's going to last?
Piece of shit!
Fuck you.
What?
Is that all you can say? It's unfortunate you would waste your breath on such empty gibberish.
You son of a...
That's it, you're fucking dead.
Just a second.
Hold on, just calm down.
Piece of shit!
I am calm. Oh. How is this calm? Anyway, I don't have any intention of working with the rest of you any longer. To cooperate during an elimination game is... well, frankly, it's a waste of time. And I hate wasting my time. Waste of time?
Not possible.
Engaging in friendly group meals is out of the question. Someone could easily poison our food. And I'd rather not become the part of the Last Supper just yet.
Dude, oh shit.
Quit talking like you're in a fucking movie or something.
Goodbye.
What I'm saying is that ultimately, you are all free to do whatever you want on your own. Goodbye. Man, fuck you, Byakuya. Without a second glance back, Byakuya left. There wasn't anything we could do to keep him from going. His way of thinking was just beyond anything the rest of us could even comprehend.
But...
Was he serious about all that? He was, without a doubt.
don't fuck with me.
Well, fuck him then. But what he said, he might not necessarily be wrong. I mean, can you say for sure someone won't poison our food? Hey, come on, you too, Toko?
Anyway,
Well, it's not like anyone would care, even if I was gone, right? Actually, I bet you all want me gone. You all think I'm disgusting. None of us think that. You just think you don't think that. I know some people like to play the victim, but this is just totally out there. You think I don't know, but I do. You want me gone. And I'm so sure the rest of you want the same thing, don't you? Hey, Toko, wait. Just let her go. Once she gets going like that, there's nothing you can do to bring her back. You can say to bring her back. Damn. Ultimately, our breakfast meeting came to an end without answering any questions. Everyone headed back to their rooms. Jeez, I'm tired already. I don't have time to take even one day off. I need to get myself going. Okay, I think it's pretty late right now, honestly, and I need to get some sleep at a decent time. So I think we're gonna save this here for now. I thank you guys for coming out and watching me. And I should have time during the day tomorrow, not in the evening though. Just that's how my schedule is. So let's play some more Danganronpa then. Or maybe something new. We'll see. So let me close out of this. Give me a second. Okay. Okay. So, thank you guys. I know this is a bit shorter than what you're normally used to, but we started kind of late, so it happens. So this is a shorter video for you to watch later as well. Enjoy!